Imagine your world suddenly covered with frogs jumping on every surface. It was absolutely revolting. Pharaoh in this week's Torah reading sent his magicians the task of replicating this plague, ironically creating even more amphibian havoc. But, the Torah says, the magician priests did the same with their spells and brought frogs upon the land of Egypt. Now, although the replication worked, something else was not working. Pharaoh's magicians clearly had no idea how to stop the problem they themselves created. In desperation, Pharaoh called Aaron and Moses, and said, "Plead with God to remove the frogs from me and my people, and I will let the people go to sacrifice to God." Moshe asked Pharaoh exactly when to stop the plague. It was a power move. And Moshe said to Pharaoh, "You may have this triumph over me. For what time shall I plead on behalf of you and your courtiers and your people that the frogs be cut off from you and your houses to remain only in the Nile?" Unlike the magicians who could create a mess but not extricate themselves from it, Moshe's God had such control that the very hour could be determined. Moshe told Pharaoh that you may know that there is none like our God. There is no one like God. Ein od milvado. That is made clear in this week's Seder of Ha'era. This iconoclasm, the capacity to challenge cherished beliefs and reigning institutional norms, rubbed off on the Jewish people as well. Believing something no one else believes and challenging existing ways of thinking and being can also help mold the way we generate new ideas, invent new medicines, and chart new pathways in science and the arts. Could belief in a God who is like no other extend to a belief in personal human singularity as well? There's no other God. God is unique. There's no one else like me. I am unique. Moshe, the iconoclast of Exodus, saw freedom where others saw slavery. He was able to control his fear response time and again under Pharaoh's threats, and he was able to connect his message of salvation and justice to the people he led. Moshe was initially cowed by fears of his own inadequacy. He repeatedly rejected a job he never signed on for. But then, in Pharaoh's own chambers, Moshe stood up and declared, "There is none like our God." And in this dangerous but empowering moment, perhaps Moshe discovered his own singular voice, leaving us with the gift and invitation that we discover our own. How did you discover your unique voice?